Hey y'all, Nurhop here. I wanted to make a video and talk about something today that happened a few days ago. So a few days ago, Nurhop on Spotify crossed 1,000 monthly listeners, which is totally crazy. That's a ton of people. Um, I really appreciate everybody listening to my music and checking it out and giving me a chance. Um, and I wanted to talk about what changed when that happened. Um, I used to think, man, if I could just get 100 listeners, if I could just get 500, and then it was 1,000, and now I'm there. And, I thought, you know, well, at 1,000 listeners, surely, um, I'll be playing shows and Spotify will be paying me. Um, but the truth is, none of that has happened. Um, but something did shift, something did change, and we'll get to that. But um, I wanted to also talk about um, the numbers. 1,000. Um, 1,000 listeners, monthly listeners, so 1,000 on a 30-day scale, and I check my app and I've got one person listening currently, and the numbers don't really matter to me so much, um, especially not the money part, or even how many people are listening isn't super important to me. Um, but especially the money part. Um, it would be super cool and super nice to um, get paid to make music, but currently it actually costs me quite a bit of money to put out the songs that I do. If I'm using vocals, I have to pay for the vocal sample and the license for it. Same with any, drum samples or anything that I might use, any weird sound effects in my songs that I didn't produce myself. I have to pay for the samples and the licenses to use them. And then I have to pay to put, well, even before that, if I have any help on any of the tracks, um, like my last track, Lost in the Night, I had two of my buddies play on, and um, they're if they're watching this, they're going, "Wait a second, you didn't pay us. You guys are getting paid." No, I didn't pay them, but in the future, if I used other artists, I would have to pay them to be on my track, probably. Um, and then I also have to pay for any marketing that I do for my music, so any Google ads or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube promotion, any of that stuff, I'm paying for. So um, making music is costing me a lot of money. That's where most of my extra money goes. Um, I pay my bills, and then like a majority, I don't have much savings. A majority of the leftover money goes back into my music. Um, so it's not really about the numbers, and it's like I said, it's not even really about the amount of people listening. Um, I've often said that if even just one person um, enjoys my music or gets something out of it, if even just one person likes it, then that's enough for me to make it worth it to keep doing it. Because I enjoy it, and I'm one person, so I'm gonna keep doing it either way. But if one other person enjoys it, then that's worth it for me to do it for them. Um, So, it would be really cool to have a ton of people listening to my music, but I'm not doing it for a ton of people. I'm doing it for you, you specifically. You watching this right now, I'm doing it for you. And I'm going to keep doing it for you. Um, so the thing that did end up changing rather than my bank account or the amount of followers I have, uh, is my perspective, because each one of those 1,000 people, um, and it's more than one per person, but each one of those people is living their own life, and at least once each of those people has chosen to have my music as a backdrop for their life, um, which is super humbling to think about, and I'm really honored by that. Um, somebody could be going through a really bad breakup and they choose to put on my song while they're driving home. Or somebody could have just gotten a job promotion, or had a baby, and they choose to have my music be the kind of audio texture to their life, which is amazing. It's just crazy to think about all the different moments that people have had listening to my music. I only get to experience the moments I have with my music, and most of you guys wouldn't enjoy the moments that I have with my music, because it's the boring part. It's the hours and hours in the studio trying to figure out why the hi-hat doesn't sound the way I want it to. And for most people, that's not why we listen to music. We listen to music to feel things that we can't express, or we write music to express things that we can't express with words. So it's just super special to have people choose to listen to my music and invite me into their lives in a way. I wish I could live all of those moments with you, but I can't. But, in a way you are inviting me into your life, and I really appreciate that. That's super special. And it's crazy, like I said, the numbers don't really matter, but what the numbers mean does. I have people listening in over 100 countries around the world, which is so crazy. I mean, there are countries that I hadn't even heard of, and they're listening to my music. It's just a lot to think about. It's kind of overwhelming. I'm just so appreciative of everybody for tuning in, so yeah, it's not really about the numbers, and I hit 1,000 subscribers, or listeners rather. But nothing really changed except for my perspective. For a while I think I was chasing the numbers, and everybody wants to be successful, but every time I look at my app and I see one person currently listening, I feel really successful, and that's because of you. So yeah, that's kind of all I had to say. If you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you sticking through it and checking out my music, subbing to me here on YouTube. Please give me a follow on Spotify. Listening is a great thing to do, obviously, that's the whole point, but if you like what you hear, you can follow, and I send out little updates and stuff, so be a good way to connect with me there. But yeah, if you like this video or my music, drop a like, share it, drop a comment, and say hi to me. I'll respond to you. Hop on my lives later. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, so I'll see y'all later. Thank you.